You could call it a soft reboot. You could call it a soft sequel. But whatever you want to call it, I want to review The Craft Legacy. Now, this brand new one has been at Walmart for a little while, and I just got it a little bit because there was a delay somewhat on my end, but I have it and I watched it and I'm going to review it. Now, this was made from Blumhouse, so uh, warning, I had a little bit ahead of time because some people like them, some people don't. I like some of their stuff. Some of their stuff is a little bit iffy, and this is one that you could say is iffy. It's a complicated movie for me in a lot of ways because I don't feel strongly enough about it to totally hate it, but yet I didn't love it enough to totally praise it. So I'm a little mixed when it comes to the legacy, the craft, the legacy. Directed by Zoe Lister-Jones. And if there is one thing up front about this movie that does annoy me, it keeps the Blumhouse Black Christmas theme of all men are evil and men who dare show signs of weakness must be killed. Now, that's a little bit jumping the gun here because the plot here very similar to the original one. You got three girls that are practicing witches. A new girl comes to town with her mom, and she makes the fourth witch. So therefore, when they come together, they can do all these spells and whatnot. And they, of course, do one on this guy who is kind of a little bit of a bully, I guess, at first, but he sort of softens up when the spells on him. But that's not necessarily the main plot. The main plot is our new witch, our girl that moves to town. Her mom is like dating a guy who at first seems pretty nice, but as you can figure, he's probably not what he's cracked up to be. He is actually played by the dude from the X-Files. Let me look for his name here. Is it David? David the Coveney? The Coveney? You know who I'm talking about. You know the cross-dresser from Twin Peaks and the main guy on the X-Files. But he's here, and you can kind of tell something's a little bit up with him from the start. Actually, in all honesty, I believe the first portion of the film is okay. It's the third act that this thing, to me, just completely falls apart and becomes a mess. And it feels like they're really rushing things for some reason when we hit the home run stretch of this one. Things get resolved rather quickly. There's not as much drama or tense suspense there as you might want in a finale. Things kind of happen, and they look for their chances to throw in the "We are the weirdos, Mister" line that was so famous from the original movie. Now there is a few shocks here in this one. There's a little thing, like especially the last part of the movie, right before the movie ends. There's a nice little thing there for people that love the original. And there's a lot of people that love the original. This one, I don't think it's going to get as much love, but it probably won't be hated on that much by some people because this again it's a movie made for like a different generation. I feel like The Craft was more of a generational movie. My generation, the younger ones, mostly female, it seems, that love this movie. Uh, not limited to, but the majority. And this one, I think the kids might like it more than us. But hey, that's the audience. There's still a little stuff there for us as well. And the end result is I'm giving it a 2.5, which means it's probably worth at least a watch. Um, I don't think it warrants much more than that. The leading girl, I don't know her name. I'm guessing she is Cailee Spaeny because that's the first name on the back. She's nice. I think she's a really good actress, and I think she plays the part well. All the witches seem to do pretty good. It's everything else that gets a little bit iffy, especially after we hit the home stretch in the third act, because that's where things fall apart. And a little not, little anticlimactic, but that's The Craft. It's out now. This is from Sony, I believe. Is it from Sony? Yeah, Sony Pictures, PG-13. You ain't gonna get a whole lot of blood and gore, but you get a pretty decent little story for what you get. The extras that included with the two featurettes, franchise legacy, powerful story, magical director, 4 alternate scenes with the introduction from the director. So there it is. And there's a voodoo code that I already cashed in if you see that and try to steal it. So have you seen it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Tell me what you think.